guys, this is Bobby with Bobby Stamps, and I have a super cute project I'm going to share with you guys in just a minute. But first I wanted to remind you I'm offering free shipping if you shop with me in my online store. It started November 29th and it's going to end in just under a week. It's going to end on December 15th. So what you'd have to do is email me your items that you want to purchase, and then I will send you a PayPal invoice, and it will have minus the shipping. This is a promotion that I'm offering and not through Stampin' Up. So if you try to place your order in my online store, it is going to charge you the shipping. So if you just email it to me, once I receive it, I will submit the order, put it together, minus the shipping and handling, and like I said, just send you that PayPal invoice. So here is the super cute treat box I'm going to share with you guys today. I must have got some glue on the back of that. I messed up and used cherry cobbler instead of real red ribbon, so I'm going to correct that when we make the video today. But you just open it up and it's got a cute little Ghiradelli Snowman inside there, and I just think it is super cute. I love snowmen. So we will get started and I'll show you how I made it. So let me get all my items right here. So I'm going to be using the Perfectly Plaid stamp set, and it comes with the coordinating Christmas tree punch. And then I also used the, I can never say that right, so I'm just not going to try to say it. I always say Toil Tidings Designer Series paper, and I know that's not right. Okay, so what you're going to need is, I used some thick chipboard, but you could probably use, this is kind of thicker, but you could probably use like the cardboard that comes, or like just this, what our paper comes on. Maybe not this one, because this is a little bit of the thinner, but when, you know what I'm talking about, when we get the thicker, that's what I would use. So let me grab my notes so I can tell you. So these both here are 3 by 2.5, and then for the spine it's a 1/2 inch by 3. And then what you're going to do is, I want the red side out, so I'm just going to, and this grid paper really helps to keep things kind of lined up. So I'm going to take some tear and tape, and I'm going to warn you now, this video is going to be a little bit longer because there's a lot involved to making this. I will try my best to go as fast as I can, but as you can see, it takes a lot of tear and tape takes time. So I'm just gonna do it this way on this one. It doesn't really matter what way it goes. I already had that one ripped off longer. And what I always do is if I start down at this end and I run short on that end, then on this next strip I'm gonna put it at that end, so that way if I run short, it's going to be on the opposite end. I'm not very good at eyeballing it, as you can see right there. So I'm just going to flip that over and cut that off really quick. And then, just trying to watch and make sure I'm still in camera view. I'm going to take and put a piece on this strip right here. Okay, and then I like to take, you can take your fingernail, your bone folder, just to make sure that those are going to be, and then if you wanted to, you could also, like in between there, put Tombow if you're worried about it not holding. So again, I'm just going to line, and I'm just trying to make sure I'm square, and then you're just going to eyeball it. I didn't measure anything out. I just eyeballed everything that I'm doing, just like I'm doing right here. So let's put this piece down. And you don't need for the spaces in between the spine there to be that much. I'm going to slide this over, and I'll show you here in just a minute kind of what I'm looking for when I do this. Okay, so I'm trying to make sure that I have these pieces lined up. I'm going to take them up in a minute and have to put them back down anyway, but I'm trying to make sure that I have enough space all the way around, and it's about the same distance all the way around. So I'm just going to go ahead and peel this off. Use a lot of tear and tape for this project. Whoops. Okay, and so then again when I put it down, I'm just gonna move that out of the way. Didn't mean to do that. And then I just like to keep everything kind of where I think it's gonna. That little piece of tear and tape is sticking to my finger every time I hit it, so what's making it move. So I'm just gonna kind of leave everything where I think I'm gonna want it, because I like to just have that visual just in case I did mess up anything. I notice that it's off before I put this down, I can go back and fix it. It's not a hard project to make, it's just, and it doesn't take very long either to make, but the video's going to be long because, as you can see, I don't have fingernails anymore. I quit getting my nails done. Let me try this again. And therefore I don't have fingernails to help me grab a hold of that anymore. I almost went back to get them done a couple of days ago, but then I decided they're growing out. They still look pretty bad, but they are growing out and getting a little bit healthier, because you just would not believe the damage it does. Like, I love getting my nails done, don't get me wrong. I do it all the time, but I do like to take a break and let my natural nail kind of like recover from that. Okay, then what we're gonna do is, in this part 2, I just eyeballed. You're just gonna cut off these pieces here, just kind of like at an angle. You just want to leave enough that it's gonna wrap up over the top of the book. And then we're just gonna put tear and tape right along the top. I'm not gonna waste that, so I'm just gonna put it down there. I see these people that do YouTube videos all the time, and they do it like this, and it's just perfect all the time. I'm very envious of that. So I'm just gonna do this again, and then we'll just peel this off. Maybe we'll peel it off. Let's start down here, because that's where the two are meeting, and I don't want to. I was really hoping I could get both of those strips to come off together, but no such luck. Looks like my cardboard's kind of coming apart, so I don't want to. Well, let's see if we can see what we have going on here. I don't understand why that cardboard lifted like it did. Sorry about that, guys. There we go. I think I'm going with my stylist underneath the cardboard and more than I am the paper. This is very frustrating for me. I am so sorry, guys. Bear with me, I'll get it here in a minute. Let's try this way. Finally, okay, and then you'll fold this end over like that, and then we'll fold this end over, and then you can run your mold folder over it, and then I like to just go ahead and bend it in just to give this paper here. Okay, now we'll just put a strip, and this one you don't want to go over because you don't want it to hang over the edges where the person you're giving it to would see it or anything like that. Okay, so let's kind of ease that down. Pull that one up, and that one. We're almost done with the tear and tape process, you guys. And then you're just going to fold those over. The same down here. We're just going to fold those over. Okay. And then that little piece right there, I'm just going to take my snips and just trim it right up. And then that folds like that. Now I'm going to take my ribbon, and this is in our annual catalog, and it's just the real red Rogue ribbon, I think is what it's called. And then I left it on the bolt, but I'm going to use tear and tape again, and then just rip that piece off. You could put 2 strips of tear and tape down if you want to really make sure that your ribbon's not going to go anywhere, but I think 1 piece is going to be fine. And you want to make sure that you're leaving enough that you're going to be able to tie the nice little bow. And these aren't my ribbon scissors, but hopefully they'll cut it pretty good for us. Okay, now I have a piece of DSP that's going to go here, another piece here, and another piece here. These 2 pieces are again 3 by 2.5, and the one for the spine is 3 by 1.5. And again, I mean, you could use your Tombow, but I really, you know, I might end up giving this to somebody, so I'm just trying to make it where it's going to be sturdy and hold up. And then we'll just rip this piece of backing off, and then this one too. Whoops. And then you're just going to put this right in the center like that. And then we're going to do the same thing with our our other DSP papers. Three should be enough. It's just DSP and it's just going on the inside. Okay, I'm going to trim that piece off before I forget. And it causes me problems later. Like it is right now, sticking to the back of my finger and won't let go. So let's take these strips off. Okay, and then you're just going to line it up at the top and the sides and the bottom, just like that. And we'll do the same thing on the other side once we get this backing off. And then you're just going to top, bottom, and sides again, and then you're just going to close it. And push that down because I've seen it buckle. There we go. So I'm just going to take my bone folder and do that because I should have made sure I had tear and tape right there in the center. Because can you guys see how that is right there? Make sure that you get your tear and tape right there in the center, because I don't believe my first one, yeah, see, my first one didn't do it, so I must not have gotten the tear and tape good right there, so we don't want that to happen. Let's move this out of the way and bring in my Stampin'. Now I cut a piece out of Real Red using the stitched circles, and I believe this was the smallest one. And then I'm going to stamp the tree using Real Red ink. So I'm just going to stamp that. We'll put it right there. Then I'm going to grab, I just have a strip, and you can measure it to whatever size you want. I honestly can't remember what size my strip is. But we're just going to stamp that right there on the end. Oops, and we're going to redo that because I've got that very, very crooked. That is not, I'm trying not to get my head in the camera, you guys. That one's a little bit better. Okay, now we can punch this tree out really quick. I didn't give myself enough room to hold on to it to the left, but that's okay. and then grab a couple of Stampin' Dimensionals, and I'll just put it right on the red circle. And then I'll show you, we'll move on and I'll show you how to create the little pouch. So this is going to go on the front. So let's go ahead and put a couple of dimensionals on the back of the circle. And if you guys shop with me, I do have a little points like reward system for my online customers. Anybody that shops with me, if you're local, you earn free card packets every month. So that is all on my blog as well if you're interested. And you can use, if you spend a certain amount of money, I have a Bobby Bucks form tracker where you can track your orders and then get, I'm trying to find my paper as I talk, guys. I'm hoping this is it because I don't see any more over here. So this piece of real red, yes, is 2.5. I'm just going to make sure I have the right one. 2.5 by 4. So on the, I'm just reading my notes, guys. On the long side, you're going to score it at 1.5. I just need to move these. I had these in there for a different project and it's throwing me off. So we're going to score it 1.5 and 2. Going to turn it on the short side and you're going to score it at 1/2 and then just rotate it again, and on the other side score it again at 1/2. Okay. This was such a tiny little treat that's going in there, that little snowman. And let's burnish all our score lines. Okay. Okay, so you'll see that one side is shorter. The front should be shorter than the back. And so all we're going to do is notch out our corners. Like make a little V on each side. Just like that, okay? And then I just used Tombow for this part. You could use, hold on just a second, I can't. There's a calculator that's wedged in where my Tombow is. Okay. So what you're going to do is on the 2 tabs, I'm going to put Tombow. Clear that off. So I'm going to put a little bit there, fold this one in and put a little bit there. And then I'm going to bring these up and just hold that right there. Clean off that glue. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the back side. Put a little bit too much glue, it looks like. Okay. Then this is going to fold up like that on the inside. But before I put the glue there, I'm going to go ahead and just trim those like that. Okay. And then you can just fold that up and put your Tombow right in there. You could do it along the side. You just want to make sure that you're not putting it above where your little, so you wouldn't want to go past that, is what I'm trying to say. So we're just going to hold that together just for a minute. And then I have a piece of DSP. Okay, let's see. Yes, that fits much better. So I'm just going to use some Tombow again. And if you're really careful with your DSP, you can try to get it to cut out a very pretty image for the front. And that's kind of cute that it's a snowman and that's what, whoops. Oh my gosh, let me get it before it dries. There we go. I think it's cute that there's a snowman in that scene. And that was not planned. And that's what we're putting in there. And I keep turning it every time I go to lay it down. Okay, now I'm going to put, if I can find my tearing tape, it's probably right in, oh, here it is. So I'm going to put a couple of strips of tearing tape on the back of the box. I mean, it's not going anywhere, but we want to really make sure that it is, oh no. Let's see if I can salvage that. Yay, and I don't even have to peel the backing off. Okay, and then, and you want to be careful when you're placing this that you don't place it too low. My original one I got just a smidge lower than what I would have liked to have gotten it. So we're just going to put it right in the center. And your snowman, if you do use the same treats that I do, your snowman is kind of tall, so you got to be careful with that too. You don't want it to, and then just use your bone folder to help hold that in. So you don't want your snowman to be poking over the top. So yeah, that's a good fit right there. Let's go ahead and tie this up. And then once you get it tied, you can trim your, I probably should have tied it in a bow instead of a knot, but oh well. You can trim your ribbon if you need to, but I think that looks cute, so I'm going to leave it like that. And then I'm going to use some real red rhinestones, and I'm trying to find my sentiment. I'm going to trim that. We can't really leave a lot because it's not that wide, so I'm going to flip it to the right side so I can kind of see where my wording is. And then just banner that end. I'm going to go ahead and trim this just a smidge. Not a very straight cutter, so I hope I got that right. I'm going to put 2 Stampin' Dimensionals, one on this end, one on that end. And then I'm going to just place that there and then just push up with this finger to get that dimensional to lay there, and that's going to make that little like bow for us there that we want. I'm going to put one. Let me see where I put them on here. You just basically have to pick where they're going to be visible. Put one there. Let's put one at the top. And I'm going to put one probably here, and then my last one I'll put down on that corner. So there you guys go. This is a super cute treat holder. I hope that you enjoy it, and I'll have all the supplies and everything listed on my blog. It's bobbystamps.com.